Imagine for a moment looking down at the very dawn of existence. You aren't just observing a historical event, you are suspended in the staggering, silent weight of the cosmos. Picture the entire universe, with all its raging fires and bottomless oceans, completely suspended inside a single trembling drop of water. This is the realm we're stepping into right now, a world where ancient demons actually remember the birth of the seas, where the sky bleeds with terrifying omens, and where a single, defiantly arrogant king decides to wage a war, not just against a sprawling army, but against time itself.
Valmiki the poet held all the moving world inside a water drop in his hand, and Valmiki looked down at the gods in the morning of time. Just feel the sheer gravity of those words. The gods and the saints from heaven are peering down on the golden, shimmering city of Lanka. You have to understand, this isn't merely a physical clash of swords and shields. This is a grand cosmic play. It's a story whose echoes are meant to outlast time itself, a song sung across eternity to free a captive love, capturing the precise moment the cosmic wheel begins to turn toward its violent, inevitable conclusion.
Section 1. The Dance of Destruction. The Omens of Lanka. On the very eve of Lanka's destruction, the shadows over the golden walls are lengthening. Down in a dark alley, the old Rakshasa, Malayavan, is dozing, only to be violently jolted awake by the rhythmic, earth-shattering beats of marching armies. And as the cobblestones jar beneath his feet, ancient traumas flood his mind. He remembers the terrifying, suffocating shadows of Garuda's massive wings, the piercing, bone-chilling shriek of Narayana's shell trumpet. And Lanka itself is reacting to this doom. The air feels heavy, thick, and wrong. Clouds of ashes grate harshly against the sky, raining actual blood down onto the city streets. Picture the deeply unsettling sight of carrion birds literally weeping on the housetops. Imagine looking into the dark and seeing jackals howling, with live burning flames spilling straight out of their jaws. A diseased, sickly blue stain infects the sun, and a pale, headless corpse stands at the city gateway, desperately trying to push the demon warriors back inside. The very fabric of reality here is tearing apart at the seams. And out on the battlefield, that tension snaps into absolute visceral chaos. The Bear King, Jambavan, doesn't just fight, he essentially becomes death itself. He rips through the demon ranks with raw, blood-soaked fury. There's no elegant magic here, no elaborate spells, just brutal, unstoppable animal power. He crushes chariots with his bare hands, completely ignoring the complex, dazzling illusions cast by the Rakshasa magicians. And when those magicians, Lightning Tongue and Thundertooth, attempt to weave their dark spells, Hanuman and Sugriva streak through the air in a terrifying blur, silencing them with devastating, bone-snapping speed. It is an absolute massacre.
Section 2. Ravana confronts time. The narrow stairwell. Let's step away from the blood and the mud for a second, moving deep into the shadowy, incense-choked halls of Ravana's palace. The scent of fine sandalwood mingles heavily with patchouli and war garlands. The golden city is locked down under a pitch-black sky, and the Demon King, fully aware that his legions are being slaughtered, steps away from his council. He climbs the narrow, claustrophobic stairwell of a high watchtower, completely alone, standing under a sea of stars that he actually mocks the creator for daring to make so numerous. High above Lanka, all the bells begin to peal, great brass gongs echoing like thunder in the night, and Ravana begins to dance. Blue flames shimmer around his towering form. Electric sparks crackle in his loose, wild hair. His stamping feet jar all the worlds, summoning a dry, howling north wind. You can almost feel the gales tearing up the hills, a wind so absolute and terrifying that it sweeps flat over the land and literally blows out every single fire in the universe.
As his violent dance ends and the deafening winds fade into a weeping wrestle, Ravana descends that winding stairway, and there, waiting for him in the suffocating shadows, is Kala, time itself. Time manifests in a body so shriveled, dusty, and old it looks like a walking corpse. Kala threatens Ravana with the chilling, inevitable decay of all things. He promises eternal doom, sheer loneliness, and the fading of all Ravana's golden glory into worthless dust. But does the towering Demon King cower? Not even a little bit. He laughs. He calls time a fraud, a cowardly thief who only steals from hiding. Ravana boldly declares that he has gambled his entire life for a love that is eternal, completely and utterly untouched by the withered, decaying hands of time.
Ravana suddenly throws his 20 massive, muscular arms across the narrow stairwell, physically trapping time against the stone. "I have all the time there is," he snarls with his triumphant, earth-shattering arrogance. "When my dancing footfalls stopped, I broke time's small back with my last step." He leans in, his coppery eyes glittering with steely, unbreakable strength, his muscles knotted like iron cages, and under that terrible, absolutely fearless gaze, time itself begins to sweat. Kala's voice cracks in panic as a fine, ancient dust begins to cover the stairway. And then, time just fades. He vanishes into thin air, completely powerless against the Demon King's sheer, unyielding willpower. It's a breathtaking moment. Section 3. The Celestial Chariots Meet. Iron and Silver. It's midnight now. The time for parlor tricks and illusion has completely passed. Destiny is violently knocking. We pull back from that claustrophobic victory on the stairwell, out into the sprawling, starlit expanse of the battlefield. Ravana equips his dark armor and mounts his fearsome war car, crashing into the dirt just west of Lanka with the devastating impact of a falling mountain. Across the dark, blood-stained plain, standing barefoot and entirely fearless, is Rama. The armories brought to bear here are legendary, almost beyond comprehension. Ravana's chariot bristles with 100 tough, horn-tipped bows, 1,000 quivers of heavy, solid blue iron arrows, and an irresistible, blood-stained 8-sided mace. But looking up, a brilliant, blinding starlight descends from the heavens. It's Madali, the divine charioteer, arriving in Lord Indra's radiant silver car. It is pulled by 10 misty rain steeds with flashing silver shoes, the sky climbers, the star jumpers. The stage is perfectly set for an apocalyptic, world-ending confrontation.
Section 4. The Clash of Worlds. The Elemental Duel.
The very second they charge, it is absolute, deafening havoc. The chariots leap forward, those silver shoes flashing violently against the yellow bricks of the battlefield. You can hear the ear-splitting crash of wooden wheels, the sharp clatter of armor, the immense, roaring swarm of millions of arrows blotting out the night sky. Iron arrowheads, shaped like the terrifying faces of wolves and sharks, bite through the cold air. The golden plates of Rama's bow shine like blazing fires among the stars. And almost instantly, this duel transcends physical weapons. Rama speaks the ancient mantra of fire, unleashing arrows that burn so incredibly bright they tear open blazing windows of light across the dark heavens. But the Demon King doesn't miss a beat. Ravana releases a rain mantra. Instantaneously, unnatural black clouds materialize, completely drenching the world in freezing dark waters, swallowing Rama's fierce flames in a suffocating wave of midnight rain.
The pace is blinding now. Rama summons the wind weapon, unleashing the 7 moaning winds of heaven to sweep those suffocating clouds away. The winds scream through the rocky landscape, practically crying out for freedom. But Ravana simply strikes the earth with his power, and massive solid rows of barren black stone violently erupt from the ground. These are the hills of hell. They physically block out the sky with jagged obsidian peaks. The cool winds strain desperately against the baking hot stone, cracking it open to reveal glowing molten red canyons of immense heat boiling deep within the earth.
So, Rama pulls out the ultimate countermeasure. He fires the Brahmastra. The arrow arcs upward, carrying the unimaginable weight of all the worlds. And right at its peak, it shatters into 180,000 rocketing thunders. Bolts of blinding, overwhelming divine brilliance stab down into the dark hills of hell from above. The intense celestial strikes instantly superheat the brittle black stone, turning the entire demonic mountain range into shattered, glittering diamond, violently forcing the peaks to shudder and dive right back under the earth's crust. Section 5. Fall of the Demon King. The Final Strike. Suddenly, the long-range cosmic magic fades. Enough of this, Rama says. The entire pacing of the war slows down to a tense, deliberate, heartbeat rhythm. It becomes terrifyingly intimate. The chariots race right at each other, tearing past with axle hubs and narrowly missing in a choke of dust. It's a brutal, close-quarter street fight now. Ravana grips his smoking lapis-studded 8-sided mace with 4 massive hands, swinging it with a horrifying, groaning wail. The mace deflects off Matali, knocking the heavenly charioteer completely unconscious. As the heavy iron swings back to its master, Rama hurls his own body from his chariot. He catches the mace midair and in a display of absolutely shocking physical strength, breaks the solid iron over his own thigh like a dry twig. Deep, dark red blood runs freely over Rama's green skin. Rama systematically shatters the 10 golden arrows of the Rakshasa Empire. Ravana's golden flag plummets to the dust, and the wheels of his broken chariot turn on in a mournful, eerie silence. Stripped of his weapons, standing vulnerable on the bloody dirt, Ravana resorts to one final, desperate, psychological defense. He transforms. The dark, terrifying demon king vanishes, replaced entirely by the brilliant, flawless, blindingly beautiful form of Lord Indra, the king of heaven. The illusion is so radiant, so deeply divine, that Rama hesitates, completely dazed. He simply cannot bear to strike down such perfect beauty. But Matali, reviving, bleeding, and desperate, screams through the blinding illusion. "Strike! Strike! That is not my master!" Rama blinks and realizes destiny is at hand. He draws Agastra's brass-bladed grass arrow, an ancient, terrifying weapon that literally breathes and sighs on the bowstring, hungry for an ending. The shot rings out, echoing across the entire universe. It strikes Ravana's breast, piercing straight through his heart, completely stealing his life before burying itself deep into the earth. The blinding illusion shatters like glass. The broken sword falls from his hand, and the demon king of Lanka collapses, dying in his own true dark form, exactly as the sky begins to lighten with the dawn. Section 6. Ravana's final revelation, the stone letter. At daybreak, the battlefield falls perfectly, eerily still. Ravana is a fire no longer burning, an ocean completely stripped of its tides. The golden morning sunshine touches the smoking wreckage of Lanka like melted metal. And walking through this quiet devastation is Suka, the Rakshasa minister. He wears the blood-red sash of a messenger, gliding silently through the shattered shields and broken wheels to hand Rama a heavy stone envelope. It's a posthumous letter from the dead king himself. Rama breaks open the stone, and within it lies a breathtaking, reality-shifting twist. Listen to what Ravana wrote. "Nothing is forever except yourself. Except dying at your hand, how else could I make you take me into your own self?" Think about that for a second. Ravana orchestrated this entire catastrophic war. He stole a queen, sacrificed his own golden city, and gambled his very life entirely as a profound, violent act of ultimate devotion. He wanted to force the divine Narayan to strike him down, knowing it was the only way to merge his soul with the eternal. The profound cosmic irony here is absolutely staggering. The Demon King understood the ultimate divine truth better than the mortal avatar did himself. Ravana's letter continues with a line that shakes the foundation of the story. "I knew it all along, but even still you do not know. You are the poet and the players and the play." Ravana realized that heaven and hell were just temporary stages, that time was a thief who stole everything. He played the ultimate villain simply to force the hand of the divine, demanding absolute liberation from the endless cycle of time and rebirth. Rama reads this, and he sighs. He simply smiles. He throws the shattered stone letter away, stating quietly that he doesn't actually care what it all means. But his quiet, human acceptance brings an ultimate, settling peace to the tragedy. Suka, watching this, smiles warmly. He folds his scarlet messenger sash gently over his dead king's breast. And then, with a soft, fading whisper, the minister dissolves entirely into a rising wisp of smoke, surrendering to the warm morning air. He is completely, finally free. Section 7. The Heart of the Sun, Valmiki's Eternal Song. And as that smoke clears, the violence of the war completely fades into the past, transforming into an ancient, beautiful, timeless story. The narrative lifts our eyes away from the blood-soaked earth, up to the all-seeing sun of 1,000 rays, the sun that wakes the world, the king of light who showers golden wealth upon the earth absolutely unconditionally. The explainer shifts from a gritty tale of destruction into a soaring, life-affirming hymn, The Heart of the Sun, a song meant to banish fear in the long, dark night. After all the cosmic battles, after the shattering of grand illusions, and the death of a king who managed to conquer time itself, the final message is remarkably simple and deeply resonant. As Valmiki's eternal song concludes, "Trust and be true. Serve right as I serve you," says the sun. Let that warmth, that clarity, linger with you today. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
What grand illusions are you fighting in your own life? And where can you choose to step back and simply trust the light?